I bet. We here. We live. What's going on, world? She got Nate Bennett here with the Extraordinary Exchange podcast. Here with my co-host, Mr. Brian Casey Gilmore. Say what's up to the people, man.
What's up to the people, man? What's going on, man? It's Case, president of E.I.G. Just happy to be here, man. We got a special guest today. First show. Got a special guest. You know what I'm saying? So, brother Nate, this is your venture, man, and let's rock with it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, we got a special guest, an illustrious guest at day one, who's been rocking with us since our first Juneteenth event a couple years ago that we put on in Maryland. Came down from Philly, South Philly zone. She's a wife. She's a mother of three, woman of God. Your favorite financial coach, Miss Dana Rowell. What's going on, Dana?
What's going on, guys?
All is well.
Y'all had me looking around like, who we talking about? Who's this illustrious woman? Where is she?
Nah,
See,
man.
I need that type of introduction all the time.
You better recognize.
He made me feel good. Like, no, I'm definitely grateful to be here. Been rocking with you guys since the beginning. Great things from you guys, and looking forward to more. I know there's more.
Absolutely. This podcast here is something that I guess people in the group have been talking about doing. But Nate said, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it on my back, and I'm gonna get our message, our mission, and attach that, to other people who we, connected with, other people who we network with, and get their message out to the people as well, because our overall arching idea, is financial literacy to the community, and as once we connected with you, came to the Juneteenth event. I won a gift card. You know what I'm saying? I will say that I won a gift card. You know what I mean? But the importance of that in the gap of what we didn't have growing up is so important to our venture as well. So. Man, one more time, round of applause to our guests, man, and welcome. And that first question, Bennett, what you got, man?
No. I think I could piggyback off what you just said. Talk about what we didn't have coming up. Talk about your upbringing, Dana. Tell them who you are, what you do, and kind of how you got into what you do.
So, for those who don't know me, my name is Dana Rowell. Like you said, mom of three. I'm a wife, a woman of God. But how I got on this journey, coming up in South Philly, single parent household. So my mom was holding it down. My dad was around, but he wasn't like my husband, who's in here, living here, helping me with the day to day. And so, again, single mom, one of five. I'm actually in the middle of five. And so financial literacy, never knew about it, never heard about it. Nobody around me was talking about it. The only thing I knew was get good grades and you'll be able to get out the hood one day. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll take that mantra. I prided myself on being the best student, top every grade level. And then getting into the going to college, taking out student loans. So I'm the first college graduate of my family. All of this is new journeys. First person to get a salary in my family. So it's just like, all of this is new. It's exciting. It's new, but nobody gave me the tools to be able to manage any of it. So, it's exciting to get a salary, but what am I supposed to do? Do I pay these bills? Do I not pay these bills? I don't know why these people keep sending me bills every month. I didn't ask them for this. I just asked them for a service.
Absolutely.
I didn't ask to pay y'all. And so going through with my husband, raising children, and we're making money, but the money is like coming and fleeting. And I'm like, why? And questions get deep when you got to ask God why. Like, Lord, what is happening? Like, I don't understand. I feel like we did everything right. We got the good jobs. We got the education. We decided to take our vows, stand before God, doing all of this the right way. And why do I feel like we're not getting ahead? Why are we not making strides? Like, I'm thinking I should be on vacation every other month. I should be living a life. And then coming up in Philly, schools aren't the same anymore. So my kids are in private schools, and it's just like cost on cost on cost. How do I navigate these things? And so I was able to sit down with a financial professional, a friend of mine who's also a mentor of mine still to this day. Able to sit down with her. She was able to help me and my husband gain the tools to get our finances in order. She was able to help me become the coach that I am today. And so after going through that process, and don't get me wrong, it started on my own. I started at YouTube University just like everybody else. Google University,
Right.
all there trying to collect all of these things, and it's overwhelming. It's really too much to manage, but being able to sit down with somebody who can say, hey, get rid of the bones, this is the meat, this is how you can do it, follow this plan, get to this place, and then when you get there, I'm a believer, so you gotta bring people along. You can't just go somewhere and be like, well, I'm here, I'm gonna put my feet up. No, you gotta go back and pull some others. And so that's what got me on the campaign to say, hey, not only am I gonna be a financial coach, but I'm gonna be your favorite. When you work with me, it's gonna be a good time. It might be some rocky stuff when it comes to the money, but we're gonna have a good time and we're gonna get you where you need to go. So that's me. That's how I got here.
Absolutely, that's a dope story. Especially going to college, and you come out of college with, you're like, oh man, I made it. I made it. I got the little bit of money, and then life hits. And life don't teach you those rules, and college doesn't necessarily teach you those rules. You know,
No.
so you know, not getting it and not having the foundation of that financial education in our community. Like it's just a dope concept that once we learn it, that we pass it along. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Gotta
just a
bring
great
other
great
people along. If not, it's
got to.
selfish.
It is, and the
Yeah.
crazy thing is in our community, throughout the history of the community, that money's been selfish. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
the people who knew it, they didn't really
They
share
just
it
hold on
because,
to it.
right, because we were taught like it can only be so many people in the room.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're trying to break those chains is not to play on a slavery pun that you said earlier. But it is what it is though. But it's amazing that there's people out there trying to make that difference.
Yeah. And I love that the crusade for doing better in finances, of course, but just across the board as people,
Mm.
as a group of people, we are learning how to do better. We're learning how to be better in all arenas of our lives. We're learning how to come together to get things done. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And it's a lot of our generation that are like the pioneers for this getting done. So
Right.
we've seen some things, but we haven't seen a whole lot of examples, but we're still keeping our feet to the fire to get it done. And so that's what makes it exciting. Like, I have to tell people these are the steps that you need to take. I have to tell people this is what you should do, and it will afford you different opportunities, different spaces, different rooms, all of that that will make you better. Why not share that with other people? Because it's not just for me to win as an individual. I want everybody to win. So when I'm having fun, I can look to my left and look to my right and see people who look like me.
Right, right. I
Factuals,
don't want to be the only one in
factuals.
the room. I don't want to be the
Nope.
only one in the room. And they can't party like I party. You know what I
That's gonna make me
mean?
uncomfortable.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Just had that
Absolutely.
conversation earlier talking about that, man. And it feels
Absolutely.
like it's a renaissance going on right now of
Yeah.
just creatives of people, even with this podcast, putting stuff out there like this, and that's the genesis of why we're doing what we're doing, is to get the subject matter experts like yourself, who have the information and get it out to the masses because for some reason, we're not picking up books, whether it's audio book or paperback book or, you know, they say you want to hide some information from somebody, put it in a book,
In a book.
and they, they're absorbing the information better through these avenues and these vehicles. So that's why we got you here. Let's
All
get it.
right. I don't know what this expert is. No, I'm just joking.
Now they can't
This
really
I'm gonna be your fave.
they
Right.
really can't say hide it in a book now because they got YouTube videos, right? And it's like
Facts. Facts.
I it's our attention span at the end of the day. Like, are we? Is it interesting enough that it's going to catch our attention and keep us gripped to the next lesson you want to teach? Otherwise, there's always a way to find fast money.
Yeah.
Hmm. So first of all, on here, in the spirit of that and giving flowers, shout out your mentor. You said she got a name. Shout her out. Give her
So her
flowers.
name is Saida Garrett. She is Saida Garrett on Instagram. She's also Saida Garrett on Facebook. Her company is Young and Financially Lit. She also does a Wealthy Genius program for kids with financial literacy. My kids are in there right now, and they are kicking my butt and my husband's butt and what they learn in these lessons every week that they go. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I should have invested in this because now y'all seem like y'all on my level. And
Right,
it took
right.
me some years. Y'all getting this done in some weekly sessions, but yeah, that is my mentor, and so amazing woman doing great things in financial literacy, not just in Philly. She has expanded and branched out up and down the East Coast, and so yeah, it's my girl.
Shout out
That's
to
what's
her, and
up.
you documenting it too. We see you on social media playing the games with the kids, and the kids been giving you a run for your money.
They've been giving me a run,
You
and I'm
know?
like, but it's rewarding at the same time because I know that if my mom would have sat down and played those types of games with me
Hmm.
and been able to show me different things, the game is the way to show your kids, even if you don't have it. I might not be able to walk up to a 60 unit apartment building and say, let me show you what mommy has. But here's this thing that mimics real life, and I can show you, when you get this money, this is what you do, and this is how you protect it, and this is what you can go and buy and invest in businesses and stuff like that. So, and they enjoy winning, they enjoy beating us
Mm.
every week.
Who don't it, man? My son beat me in backyard soccer today, and I ain't heard the end of it yet. So,
And you'll never hear the end of that.
Nah,
yeah,
they gonna
man.
throw that in your face every chance they get.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you. In regards to financial literacy, what does the term financial literacy mean to you, and how do when you're um, working with your clients, how do you, I guess, explain to them what financial literacy actually means?
So for me, in working with my clients, financial literacy to me is the building blocks. It's the basics. I call myself the kindergarten teacher of financial literacy. It's those basic things. I want you to know how to plan for your money. I want you to know how to save your money. I want you to get started in growing your money. And so to me, that financial literacy is how do you become literate with your money? How do you get in great relationship with your money? Because a lot of what we are taught is bad relationship with money. We
Mm.
hear terms like rob Peter to pay Paul, putting things off, not taking care of things right now. I'll do it later, and then it becomes an issue or it becomes a problem. Saying things like I'm always broke. That's bad relationship with money. We don't need to have that. We're already coming from behind based on our history. And so we got to figure out how to get smart, how to get aware, how to get literate about our finances so that we can start taking strides forward and that generations are able to stand on our shoulders and get things done and not starting from scratch every single time. Like, oh, my mom had a business, but she doesn't have it anymore. And now I'm trying to figure out how to start one. No, how do we get to the place where I give you one? Here's a business already done. You can keep it, you can sell it and profit and do something else, but let me get you off the ground floor. And so I seek to teach that elementary school level of finances. How do we get it down to the basics and how do we make it fun? Talking about these basic things, people don't like it. They don't want to
Mm.
be told like, listen, you going out to eat every week, you gotta cut that out if you're trying to get further along in life. They don't like it. And so why I say I'm your favorite is because we're going to make it fun. You have to. Or you're not. If you don't enjoy it, you're gonna regret it. You're not gonna want to participate in it. So let's make it fun. Don't be afraid to come and air your laundry because we all have laundry when it comes to
Hmm.
money. We weren't always the best managers. We didn't always have the best stewardship. So you can come, you can tell me, I can share with you where I've been. Most of us have been in those same places over and over again. And so we know what it's like to be there. I can relate to you. I'm not far fetched where you can't reach me. No, come talk to me. Be open with me. I'll be open with you. And let's take the steps and the journey to get you where you need to be. And then they can come to you guys, extraordinary investments, because now you're ready. You
Right
done did
on.
everything you needed to do on ground level and you ready to move on.
Absolutely,
Beautiful. I
absolutely.
love that analogy that getting good relation. So if we talking getting in good relation, like love languages, what are the basic quote unquote love languages, um, you know, that one would have to establish to get in good relation with their money? Is it budgeting, investing, savings?
So yeah,
What's the main thing if we getting down to the nitty gritty, the
so
meat and
I would
potatoes?
definitely say budgeting is going to be key.
Okay.
You gotta have a plan for your money. There is no such thing as I get the money and there's no plan for it. If you don't plan for it, somebody else outside of you will. Somebody that you owe, somebody that you borrowed from, a bill, an expense, fund, something's going to come up to claim the money that you have. And so your budget is important because it's going to be the vehicle that's going to drive your money to your goal. So when you're setting a budget, that's right out the gate. That's number one. If you think a budget is overwhelming, because people say, oh, that's overwhelming, I can't do that. If you think that's overwhelming, how overwhelming is it to run out of money every month and you got
Mm,
things to take care of? That's
mm,
overwhelming. That's stressful.
right.
When you can say, hey, I may not have all of the money, but I can plan for it. And each time that I get income, I can make another plan. Here's what I'm going to tackle with this paycheck. Here's what I'm going to tackle with this lump sum. Here's what I'm going to tackle with my taxes. And you can continue to work that system until you find yourself in a better place when it comes to your relationship. So I would say the first love language, because there's a few,
Mm-hmm.
is going to be your budget. That's going to be absolutely important. Give your money a job. Tell it what to do and it will do what you need to it will do what it needs to do for you. It's the best employee. It don't talk back, it don't get smart. I
Right.
ain't going over there. Nah, I'm going. You send me over there, you automate me to go over there to chase, that's where
And
I'm
I
going.
do it.
Right,
Yup.
And I'm there. And when I get over there, I'm gonna say, hey, dollar sign is me. I'm over here now. I'm glad you put me here.
right, right.
I'm
Yeah.
waiting on my brothers and sisters for you to send them over on the next one.
Facts. Facts.
That's true. That budgeting is a. I think that's a step that often goes overlooked.
Yeah.
Uh, because we're ready to burn that. Like you said, we're ready to burn that dollar as soon as that second pay period comes. It's I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. But like you said, if you're and this is what something my wife told me as well. Like she automates the bills, right? Like that automation, like it's a peace of mind. Like
Yeah.
I know mortgage getting paid then. I know this is getting paid then. I know how much I have left afterwards. And now I
Yeah.
can, if I want to, I can move a little bit over here. I can play with this a little bit. So yeah, that budgeting part is a major thing that we overlook.
And that automation, people are scared of it because they play with their money. Anybody who
Mm,
tells you like automate, I can't have them. Now, I don't think everybody should be running into your account and getting what they need, but definitely your pillars where you rest your head, your vehicle that gets you around to go make more money.
yeah.
There's a and your insurance because
There's a
we can't play with
hierarchy.
that. We don't know the
Yeah.
day, the time, the hour that you
Right.
gonna graduate into heaven. I hope that's where everybody's going. I'm not sure,
Amen. Amen.
but you don't know, and so there are some things that should be automated, and you can't be afraid to have that happen because those things are there for if all else fails. I know I have a place to rest my head. If all else fails, I can get back and forth to the job every single day that I need to get there in order to make more money. If I fail, my family will have something to be able to cover my life that will help them continue to move forward. So if you find that automation is a fear for you, you definitely want to get connected with somebody like myself because that is terrible thinking. You don't want to think that. Certain things need to be taken care of in that way. And then there are others that you can do. And something you said about listening to your wife, every husband should be doing that. I'm gonna just go ahead and put that out there.
I'm
Facts.
out now. Hold on.
Facts.
That's a different episode. That's a different
Oh,
episode.
talk about. If we talk about finances,
Yeah, that's a
I'm gonna
different.
give it to
Oh
my
yeah,
wife,
yeah,
yo. She got it. We talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
finances here, man. We talking
I
about
ain't saying
financial
every
literacy.
area, but I'm
I
Okay,
just
say
we
saying.
good there. We good
80,
there.
like 85% of women in the country make like majority of the financial decisions in the home, even like stay at home moms. Just some statistics out there. So yeah,
Because I
women.
mean, if you think about it, and from a psychological standpoint, just thinking about it, we crave security from men. This is how I know.
Mm,
Pay this mortgage, bro. That's
mm,
how I know I'm
mm.
good here. Because when we get on shaky ground, like, oh, you didn't pay the mortgage. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, oh,
Yeah,
wait, what's
yeah,
happening
yeah.
here?
You
Like,
don't want.
hmm,
You don't want that
I
trust
don't know if I
buster,
could be
though.
here. I gotta call my
Yeah.
mom and them and see if they got room. Because
Mm.
this is feeling real faulty. So for us, we want to make sure that everything is taken care of. We want to help you make sure that that gets done because that gives us the security that we look for in a man. So I
Yeah.
ain't saying you gotta listen to her for everything, but if you got a good one and she talking good and she got you going, then you gotta rock with it because
Yeah.
it ain't gonna lead you down the wrong path.
So
Absolutely,
that's why we
absolutely.
call this the extraordinary exchange. We're not just exchanging financial information. We exchanging
Like
information on
Jim,
life,
life,
relationships. You
Listen,
know what I'm saying? Like drop them gems.
life gems, fellas. Life
Yes,
gems,
sir.
man.
I'll take
Take heed
notes.
to that one. Take heed to that one. So, staying on the budgeting side, like what would you say the number one habit of a good budgeter is? And like for me, like I would say, well, no, I'm gonna ask you, what would you say the number one habit of a good budgeter would be?
I'm gonna say the number one habit would be tracking.
Okay.
It's like a dog with a bone. Who 35 cent? Where'd to go? Who did that?
Mm,
Like, and
wow.
that's how you have to be because every single penny counts.
Hmm.
How much of your money do you care about? All of it.
Right.
Every
Right.
dollar that is due to me, every dollar that is owed to me, I care about all of it because it all has a role in what it's supposed to do for me. And so tracking is going to be the number one habit. You have to pay attention to your spending. You have to pay attention to what is coming into you, and you have to pay attention to what is going back out the door. And if you start to pay attention, you will learn what your habits are. Show me your account and I can tell you what you love. It could be food,
Mm,
it could be hanging out, it could be drinks, it could be brunch, it could be video games, it could be toys for your kids, it could be a whole lot of things. But if you look at where you spend your money, it will tell you what you truly prioritize and what you do at heart.
right.
So your number one habit is going to be your tracking. You have to pay attention to what you're doing with your money. Every single dollar, every single penny.
Down to a
Nothing
penny.
is just, oh, that went. No, where to go? Where
Hmm.
to go and why?
Right. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what I was
sound like
going.
my
I was
wife.
gonna. Yeah, I was gonna add like the discipline, the discipline, in regards to the budgeting. Like you said, if you can't budget if your habit is food, and
Yeah.
every time you see a new restaurant, it's like, oh, I got to go.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
even at the next pillar, and I know we're going to get there, but savings is the way that you can do that.
Hmm.
You don't have to say, I'm going every single week, but should you choose, how much am I allotting toward that? That's a part of your budget. How much is going to be for fun money? So they have all of these different types of budgets out there. You got a 70-30, I mean, a 70-20-10 plan, a 50-30-20 plan. You got a 60-40 plan. You have all of these different budget plans that will help you allot cash to each area that you need to. I like more specified budgets. Hey, what am I doing? So something that we do when we sit down with clients, a pulse plan, how play opportunities, the things that you need to do on a daily basis. So that's your liquid. Those are your bills. Strategic opportunities. Am I going to open a business? Am I going to do something like that? And then your extra activities like, hey, what so I like to categorize in the budget because it tells me each and everything that's going to be covered in here, what I'm going to do with it, and where it's going to go. I'm also a fan of multiple accounts. You should have accounts where this is strictly for bills, this is for leisure. Then we may save in an account for travel, or we may save for private school if we don't have kids yet. If we're paying tuition, we may put money there to make sure we cover tuition. And in those months where we don't have tuition, we're still allocating that money there because then we have a nest egg with it. Your emergency fund should be separate than all of those things because life is going to happen. And when you are equipped with all of your accounts and when you are equipped with your plan, then you don't have to worry about scrambling. Well, now I'm taking money from over here to go do something else that was not designed for. Or now I'm taking emergency money because a yacht party came up and I got to go there. That's not what that was designed for.
Right.
You didn't prepare for brunch. You prepared for an emergency. And so you may have to say to your friends, hey, not this time around. I'm going to have to sit this one out and then maybe catch the next one. And that's real conversations that happen within our homes. I'm having conversations like that with my husband all the time. We can't do everything because we got goals. We got things we want to do. We will get to the point where we can do everything. But right now, sometimes you got to say no. Sometimes you have to say yes. But that discipline in itself, that's a life gym. You need that everywhere across the board. You're going to need that with your children. You're going to need that with your money. You're going to need that with your food habits, with your exercise, your dieting. It goes without saying. Any area of your life, you're going to need discipline first above anything else, or you'll find yourself falling to the same issues over and over again. And if there's a lack of discipline in your money, it's a problem. You're going to have a problem. You'll never see yourself above water if you have a lack of discipline when it comes to your money.
Facts. Yeah, and they say people don't plan to fail; they fail to plan.
Yeah.
So let's give them the meat and potatoes. You dropped a couple in there. You said the 70-20-10. They got like the 50-30-20. Break it down to and I got a military background, so I love a good acronym. Did you come up with that pulse method?
I did not.
Okay, I'm about to say I never heard that one before. That's stone cold right there. I like that. Yeah,
so y'all don't go around using that because I didn't come up with that. Don't steal.
No.
I
always give credit where it's due. I always give credit where it's due. Yeah, the homie Dana.
So
but yeah,
with the different breakdowns. So with your 70-20.
Okay, go ahead. I was gonna say, which one do you like recommend that people do, or is there one better than the other, or is it?
So there's not one better than the other. I would say that based on where your income is and where your expenses are, that may land you right around the plan you need to be. So if I'm a person who's maybe carrying a high level of debt, I want to pay debt off. Or if I'm a person who has a higher level of expenses, I may have to do a 70-20-10 because I need more percentage to go towards my bills and expenses and my debt than I can do with my savings and my giving, let's say. Or if I'm at the 50, if I can save 50% of my income, not too many people can do that. There are people out there who do it, but the less your expenses and bill number is, the more money that you have to allot to go towards other things. So for a lot of people, a bulk of our money goes to our lifestyle, our expenses, your house, your car note, your children, your own living, how you take care of yourself, because I think your self-care is important. If you don't take time to take care of yourself or allot for your budget to do fun things, you will quit the budget. You are not going to continue with it. You're going to hate it. You're going to regret it, and you're not going to want to do it. Will there be some tough times? Yeah, but you don't want all of it to be grudgingly because then you'll be resistant to it. So the lower you can get your expenses down and the lower the percentage that you have going toward the expenses, then you can go to those ones that say, hey, I can save 30% or I can save 50% of my income, or I can save, I've seen 90-10 where people are like saving 90% and living off 10%. Now, I don't know if you in your mom's basement. I don't know if you're on your cousin's couch.
Right.
I'm not sure. Or maybe you just do really well for yourself in terms of income and you can afford to save 90% and you can put that up. But that is ideally the place that you want to grow to. You want your bills and expenses, that percentage, you want that to get smaller and smaller over time. And definitely your debts, you want that to get smaller and smaller over time. And so those breakdowns for those percentages speak to exactly that. How much goes to my bills and my expenses? How much goes to what I'm able to save? How much is able to go to my retirement? How much is able to go to me having fun? And then whatever other categories you build out from there. And in doing plans when it comes to your finances, you don't have to leave the numbers the same. Those percentages can move based on what's comfortable for you. Maybe you're not a 70, maybe you're a 60, maybe you're an 80/20. It's all up to you and what fits in your plan. But again, you have to assess from the beginning, how much income do I have? What are my expenses? And then how do I break everything down so that I'm getting all of this done in the budget?
Yeah, being transparent and being real with you with yourself, like you said, having them real conversations, and getting down to the meat and potatoes. Some of that stuff we got to cut out. The brunching every weekend with your girls. Sometimes I might got to cut out. Eating out all the time. Got to cut
Yeah.
that out. Partying, clubbing. Getting the new J's. Like all these things our community, focuses on all the time.
Yeah.
Just frivolously spending, and not allocating, specific use case for this stuff. We need to, dial some of that back.
And I think if we made that culturally more common, then
Right.
people would fall into it. And sometimes we wait until we're older for things to set in. But getting at the younger generations earlier and letting them know, having every pair of J's when it comes out does nothing for you.
Right.
You're, Michael Jordan's never going to come up to you and say, "Hey, thank you for getting every pair on the release." He doesn't care. He doesn't even wear them.
Right.
Facts.
So and it's nothing wrong with having nice things, but you have to be able to afford what you do. Get yourself to the place where you can have something that pays for you to get the J's on every release versus you giving up your money and then trying to figure out how to struggle or take care of yourself after those things are done.
And I like, I guess that's that. Like you said, it's a cultural thing, living outside of our means per se. But it's more of that. We are the culture. Black America is the culture, and it's how do you equate the two? Trying to stay amongst the start trying to stay among the culture, but not penalizing yourself for the future, right? And because this is the instant gratification society, like
Hmm.
I, you find some kid. I don't want to you know overarch and say all kids are like this, but a lot of kids, because of the instantaneous gratification, don't understand that that it takes mom 8 hours to work to afford those shoes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
Yeah.
just having those conversations with your kids, and I do it all the time. Like, I feel like the dad off of Everybody Hates Chris. Like, it's like it's like you want those, huh? Well, I make such and such an hour. So how many hours do I have to work in order to afford those? You know what I'm saying? Because you
Right.
don't you don't
Right.
have a job, so that's a financial literacy in itself. Because he'll sit back and be like,
Yeah.
okay, okay, I get it now. And so, yeah, like you
That's a
said.
funny reference because a friend of mine told me that I remind her of the mom on Everybody Hates
I
Chris.
see it though. I
She
see
was
it
like,
though.
"You come in that house, you be yelling at everybody. What y'all doing? Why y'all doing this? How y'all doing
Hmm.
that?" But just to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, we are the culture, and when you understand the power that you have, that lies in who you are,
Hmm.
that's when people start to wake up. It's when you realize who you are.
Mm.
Hmm. Not what you have.
The money habits get in line when you realize who you are.
Hmm.
I am not here to impress nobody.
Hmm.
Facts.
Nobody else pays these bills but me.
Hmm.
Talk
And
that
so
talk.
I am very much the what sneaker has a sale tag on it. And if it
Right.
don't have a sale tag on it, I'm probably not, yeah, I'm not a full pricer. That's not me. You can pay
Probably ain't
me at
comfortable
full
no
price,
way.
but I need a
Mm-hmm.
discount. Like, but when you learn that, and I think being able to show my children that, them being able to see it, it
Mm-hmm.
makes them not gravitate toward names they don't know, even at their ages. I have a soon to be 16-year-old next month, soon to be 13 this July, and an 8-year-old. They know some things, but it's not like, oh, I have to have that. No,
Right.
I just need to have something nice, mom. Take me to the store. I can find something nice. They're very conscious about it. But it started because of me doing this, teaching them early
Mm-hmm.
on.
Hmm.
Don't get focused on labels and all of that kind of stuff. Let's focus on having nice things. Let's focus on acquiring the things that will help you get more nice things. And then once you get there, you'll be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And it's not difficult, but it's considered corny. And you got to be okay with that.
Because the
Yeah.
society we live in, and
Yeah.
everyone around you is moving different than that, and they like, oh well, nah, and especially at impressionable ages like that, you know what I'm saying? They're looking to find their tribe,
Yeah.
and if the tribe that they're looking to gravitate toward isn't moving the same way y'all moving in your household, it's a juxtaposition right there. So
Get rid of
yeah,
them.
these
That's
yeah,
it.
right. Yeah, these are conversations we have as fathers all the time, within our group, and yeah, man, that's real talk.
Yeah, but I love that when we learn, and like I said at the beginning, I love that it's everywhere now. The financial
Mm-hmm.
literacy is everywhere now, so it is cool.
It's
I
no
seen a
excuse.
kid the other day, my youngest, he's in second grade, but they had words on a T-shirt day. It was like literacy day, literacy week,
Mm.
and one of the days was words on a T-shirt. And I seen a young man, had to be a middle schooler, going into the school, and he had the assets over liabilities hoodie.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, how cool is that? This kid has to be like 12 or 13 years old wearing this hoodie. I wanted to get out. Like, do you know what that hoodie really means?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get it from? And I'm like,
Right,
stranger danger. You can't just walk in, you can't just start talking. Like,
right.
that's
Be
not it.
careful.
But it was wonderful to
That's dope.
see. Like, it's everywhere now, and so more people are holding on to it, more people are listening to it, and those of us who operate in the space, you guys, myself, a bunch of others, we just got to continue with the crusade. You got to keep talking about it, and telling the parents, because sometimes it's not the kids.
Right.
They want
Right.
to know, they're eager to learn. We see them, you got the kids at the gas stations, at the grocery store. They're working, and some of them have true needs, but
Right.
they understand. I don't want to go to the corner and do anything. I want to really get out here and see what I can put my hand to make me some money.
Hmm.
That's a business mindset.
That
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It is. And
You
it's
got to get
not.
that early. Like, you know what? That's a good one. Pull him, because that's a hustler. You can turn that into a great businessman. And so, being on a crusade with the parents. I see you out here. Where's your mom? Where's your dad?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
That's
What's going
absolutely
on? How can we teach them? How can we help them? How can
right.
we? And I want us to grow to a place where family sessions is a thing. I tell people all the time, bring your family. Bring your mom, bring your grandma, bring your grandfather, bring your aunts and uncles, because it's nothing like knowing something and you're the only one.
Mm.
Hmm.
Get your whole family involved.
No.
My entire family knows. You ask for something, especially financially, why? What do you need that for? Why are we doing that?
Right.
Can we come up with a plan as to how we can get, like,
Hmm.
you got anything else you trying to do? Like, it has to be something else. And I know you didn't get to this rock and a hard place just, oh, you just got here. No,
Right.
you was on that path, and
For a
now you
while.
calling me. Nope.
That's
But yeah, I would definitely say budgeting. And I know we talked about savings a little bit, but that's going to be important. Prioritize yourself.
I about to say, dive into it. Dive into it. What are
Pay
some rules of thumb when it comes to savings? I mean, cause
pay yourself first.
okay,
Treat you. Pay yourself
treat
first.
yourself. Don't cheat yourself.
Do not cheat yourself. And we cheat ourselves a lot, a whole lot. You paying the electric, you paying the gas, you paying the mortgage, you paying everybody, but you're not paying yourself. You gotta pay you, because who's gonna be there to save you if something happens? It's just you, or it's just you and your partner, which it's just y'all. And
Hmm.
so pay yourself first. That is so, so important. And you can pay yourself first several ways. You should definitely be taking it out your income. And I know we'll get to investing a little bit more, but that's also a part of paying yourself first. That's paying your future self
right.
first. I'm going to hook future me up now, because I don't want to be 78 years old, welcome to Walmart and Target.
Mm.
No, I want you can welcome me when I come in here with my cart just bopping all slow. Don't knock me over. But yeah, no, you can welcome me, but I don't want to be welcoming anybody. at
Right.
that point.
Facts.
That's not my desire. I want to see grandkids and great grandkids sitting and
Right.
chilling, waiting on them, helping them out. And so, when it comes to the savings, paying yourself first is going to be your key. That's like a number one. And then, once you get beyond that set of savings, which people typically put towards some type of an emergency fund, once you build that up to a number that you're comfortable, I know people talk about you should have 3 to 6 months. They say you should have a year. You should have what is comfortable for you.
Mm.
I am not a huge fan of thousands of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in a bank account that doesn't do anything for you. You
Right.
should have a substantial amount there to cover what your expenses are for a certain period of time. But above that, that should be going, elsewhere. But once you've successfully gotten to that goal, there are other things that you can save for. We talked about it earlier. Save for your travel. If you know you're going on a family vacation, you know you're going on a couple's vacation every year, you know it's coming, plan for that. You can do a savings fund specifically for that. Christmas comes the same time every year. It hasn't changed.
Nope.
I've been on Earth 37 years. It's been the same time. I don't know. It doesn't move.
No.
It's the same time. Your birthday, it's not moving. It's the
Right.
same exact time. Your wedding anniversary, not moving. Unless your husband forget the dates, because we don't forget dates. But it's not moving.
Don't do that to
Oh,
us.
oh,
We
oh,
were doing so good, Dana. We were doing so good.
It's not moving. It's going to be there. And so these are things that you can plan for. They don't have to creep up on you. They don't have to surprise you. You can be in step with them. A friend of mine, Twyla, she runs TSM Concepts. We actually did a savings challenge at the end of last year. So we did it for the 6 months through last year. And we met once a month and we gave out savings tips, things like saving in a high yield savings account for your money. That money is not close where you can just grab it every single day to deplete it, but it earns you a little bit of interest and it's there. It's nest egging. It's away from your regular money, so you're not seeing it. I mean, of course, you pay attention to your accounts, but you're not seeing it every day. You're not looking to pull anything from it unless it's a true emergency or unless you've gotten to the goal that you want. So let's say it is for travel. When it's 30, 60 days out from your trip and you've accumulated the money, you can pay it off and then start your travel fund over again. If it's fun money, how much do you allot yourself for your fun money? Okay, I go out with my friends. We go out twice a month. We go out once a month. We didn't go out this month. Okay, well that $50, $100, or whatever it is that you choose to have, I'll put that money to the side and keep, banking on it. And then we might go from going to a restaurant to going out of town, taking a short drive somewhere. We East Coasters, so that Philly, Baltimore, DC, New York, we'll hit that in a heartbeat, up and down
Right,
95,
hour
just
drive.
tearing it up.
Hey,
And something I realized, those trips are like, at this point, you could spend anywhere from $500 to like $1,000
Hey,
on
that's cheap at
on a
all.
drive
gas
from
alone.
Philly
I'm
to
about to
DC.
say, yeah.
Gas, tolls,
Inflation is real.
restaurants.
Lodging, somewhere to
Lodging.
stay. Yeah, it ain't cheap.
Listen, I stay with somebody I know, and still
And still, right.
spend $500. Like, bro, I've been here 24 hours. Why am I out? Why? Where did my money go? But just
But you
planning for
budgeted
those
that.
things.
You plan
Yeah.
for that though. So, yeah.
If I know I'm going, okay, what can I do? I'll do some overtime. Let me do a couple hours of overtime. If you have a side hustle, if you have a business, I'm going to allot this. I know this time of year, like, I'm getting geared up. The weather is getting ready to break. I love the National Harbor. I love it. I like to
Right.
go eat, walk around, enjoy the environment, and so I'm getting prepared because I know the very nice day it is. My friend is going to say the weather look good. You coming? What we going to do? And I want to be prepared. I don't want to have to say no, but I don't want to have to take my electric bill money and go down there and then come back to candles.
Rob Peter to fake Paul. I mean,
Yeah, I don't wanna do that.
2023.
Yeah. So your emergency savings is going to be first and foremost above all. And then after that, you can allot those things that you want to save for. All of those different funds. And each and every time you go through them and use something, you can contribute more, or once it gets depleted, you can start all over again. Totally up to you, but that's going to be important, and it helps you get out of the paycheck to paycheck race. Like, I got it, it's all gone. I got it, it's all gone. It should be zero based budgeting, so it should be all gone, but it should be something that works for you and not have you depleted.
It should be all gone and used wisely instead of all gone and still need more.
Yes, that part.
Yeah. I'm totally
Mhm.
with you. I mean, let me see. So we did kind of briefly touch on investing, right? So, um, investing comes in multiple forms this day and age.
Yes, it
Um,
does.
what what would you say for a beginner? You got a hypothetically you got a new client. They have a little bit of money. And they say, you know what, Dana, I'm interested in investing, but I don't know. I don't know if it's real estate. I don't know if it's the stock market. I don't know what I should invest in. Like, what? How would you guide them to make that decision?
So the first thing that I would ask, and everything is going to pivot back to the goal,
Hmm.
because at the top, when we budget, there's a goal in mind. What are we looking toward? And normally at that point, the goal is identified. So once we get to the investment portion, I'll know because you told me at the beginning, oh, I want to have properties, or, I want to have a business, or I want to be able to retire and have $1 million when I retire. So based on what your goals are at the beginning, before we start working this plan, then I will know how to strategically get you to that place. So if you tell me that when you get situated with your money, you get the better relationship with the money, real estate is where you want to go. When you get to the time where you're investing, well, let's start planning for, are you looking to flip a property? Are you looking to buy and hold? What do you want to do with the real estate? Or do you want commercial real estate? How do you want to do it? Let's start planning toward that. And then when it comes to growing money, I'm going to ask you, what ways are you already participating first? So, standardly, most people are participating in investment at work.
Right,
Right.
That's the
right.
base place. That's normally where we
401k.
start.
Right.
Your job is matching you. Your job has a pension, it has a 401k, it has some type of deferred plan, 403b, and if not through work, then an IRA. But
Right.
that's typically where your beginner investor is going to be. And so, how much are we putting there? It's recommended about 15%. Everybody doesn't start there, so you can grow to that point. But I would say learning that level of investing first is what opens the door to other things. Because when you understand what happens there with the match, your contributions, how it grows, where it's going to grow, then it opens the door to say, okay, if that money is working for me there and over time is going to continue to grow, what else can I invest in? And that's normally the beginning of becoming diversified. What's next?
Mhm.
Right.
Investing in stocks. It's like, hey, everybody's investing in stocks. Let me learn about this. And I do recommend that people learn. I am heavy on education. Learn
Mhm.
what you're getting into before you get into it. Learn all about it. It doesn't matter if people around you are going faster than you, or they're going fast. Take your time, because you don't want to get into something and it's going to cost you, and you want to say, I didn't know. And that money is going to be gone. It didn't know either, and it's gone.
You can't
Doesn't
get it
care.
back.
Mhm.
You
Can't get it
cannot
back.
get that money back. You
Nope.
cannot get that money back.
Understanding risk is important. How does this work? Am I guaranteed to get anything? Most of the time is no, but people
Right.
don't know that. I
Right.
put my money in there and it's gone. Uh-huh. It
But,
is.
but but what was that? What was that based on? Somebody at work told them around the water cooler, "Hey, this stock ticker right here, you should put it into
Yeah.
that." And
Get into this.
right,
Get
and
into
they
that.
they just went willy nilly, put their money somewhere, and now they sitting there with the rabbit ears.
Yeah. And hopefully it's not time for you to retire or walk away from the job at that point,
Right.
because then is really harmful because you don't have anything. So definitely getting started. If your job or company offers that, getting started there, getting started early. My plan for my son when he turns 18, we going into IRAs. Like, and he loves real estate.
Mm.
His goal is to get into real estate and to have properties. Start at the IRA, let them do it, because here's the thing: when it comes to investing, most people are going to be your set it and forget it, quote unquote. They don't
Mm-hmm.
understand the market. They don't really know how it works. The time that it takes to learn it, they probably
Right.
don't want to. They feel like they don't have the time. And when someone tells me out the gate they do not have time, you don't want to, because we got
Right.
time.
Right.
You just don't feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Let them get you the little strategic 7-8%, because that's better than what you would do on your own. The bank is not going to give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, ride that out if that's what you want to do. Then you get some big fish who like, teach me,
Right.
show
Right.
me, tell me, because I want to get involved. I want to control it.
Right.
Okay, cool. Well, let's talk about stocks. Let's talk about mutual funds. Let's talk about indices, like how you can invest in them, and how you can do it as safe as possible. Because none of it is completely safe. It's not 100% risk free. But how do you do that? If you want to get involved in real estate, I'm going to say you probably need to have some type of savings plan towards that down payment, that deposit, getting involved in it. But let's connect with somebody who's in that area. I don't do real estate, but I know people who do, and they can help you on how to buy a property correctly.
Right.
Because some people get involved in that level of investment and they're in over their head. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people think, oh, I'm gonna get a property and it's gonna yield me $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month. No, it's not.
No.
No,
So it only does that on HGTV.
Right.
it's not gonna. It's not gonna do that.
And we gotta have more real conversations about that too, because talking about HDTV and social media, everybody posting their wins, and
Yeah,
they don't know about the ebbs and the flows that come with everything. With
it's a
life
highlight
sometimes.
reel.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. They showing you the best of the best, and they thinking that's all it is. And then they try to jump into it, and they get that harsh reality. Like, nah. And I love how you were talking about the education piece, because we big on education. I believe your mission to help families thrive financially through education first and then implementation. It's
Yeah,
kind of similar to our mantra here at E.I.G. Extraordinary Investment Group, um, where we're um, education and smart financial strategies are our two pillars that we
yeah.
focus on as we try to build the community up together. So what are some of the resources, education wise, that you lean on, that you go to? I mean, you talked about the mentorship, you talked about some of the other stuff. What are some of the things that you lean on or you recommend to your clients education wise, so that they can get the know how to go forward
Well,
and thrive?
aside from myself,
Right, right, right. That was an alley oop. I was doing my best AI, throwing you the oops so you can
then
slam that
you
thing.
can
Come
you
on.
can definitely come to me and I will teach you. But I do enjoy giving the information. I do enjoy talking with people about it, because as a person in the space, and you guys know this, we all take pride in getting the information. We want to
Right.
know. I want to know. I want to learn. And so I'm reading books. I'm going to encourage you to read books. I'm reading articles. I'm going to encourage you to read articles. Master your craft. If you want to know something, stay in it. Stay with it. There's not a day that goes by that you should not be understanding what's going on. Pay attention to the markets financially. What's happening? Because if not all of your investments, most of your investments have some type of direct connection, or even if it's not direct, it's connected to the market in some form or fashion.
Thanks.
The market is doing well, things do well. When the market is not doing well, it gets crazy. Now, we can find ways to make money. Those of us who are educated, we can find ways to navigate and get around it. But for the most part, if it's not doing well, life is not doing well. And you got to know those things. And so I direct them first to myself, if for any questions that they have. but constantly reading, constantly studying, constantly paying attention to what's going on, because then you will start to see how your money is really affected by all of these things. It starts to make sense. You're wondering why you go to the gas pump today and it's $3 and then tomorrow it's $5.50. Pay attention to what's going on with the market and it'll tell you, oh, I need to go get gas because they getting goofy. It's
Hmm.
going up. I need to hurry up.
Yesterday's price, not today's
No,
price.
it's not.
And you were talking about how when the market is doing bad, it seems like that's when a lot of people after the fact are rushing to get the information and beating down your door when we going through hard times or recession. So I mean, that must be good for business for you. But at the same time, it's like, man, like why weren't y'all paying attention ahead of time to
And that's
put
the
these
thing.
systems
It's
in place before stuff hit the fan?
right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's being proactive and not reactive. And
Right.
when people show up in a reactive manner, I can't retrieve your dollars that are gone. I can't go back and go get them. Like it doesn't work that way. I
Right.
wish you would have listened earlier. I wish you would have came to me earlier. I wish you would have had questions, but a lot of times it's the adversity that pushes us to do better. It wasn't until I found myself like, hey, we're in a bunch of debt. We're not managing money well. We need to go talk to somebody else. Before
Mm-hmm.
you get to that, no, we got it. We
Right.
just gonna sit here and keep arguing about it. We don't need nobody else.
Yeah, we
Nah,
do that.
just keep on arguing. Oh, we got
Right.
paid. Let's argue. Okay, great. We good when ain't no
Right.
paycheck come. As soon as the paycheck comes, I want to do. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Mm-mm. But
Yeah.
then it was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Let's go get some help. And as a
Never hurt
culture,
back.
We don't do that.
get
We don't
help.
do it. Right.
And
Oh,
it's
good.
okay to ask for help. Don't be embarrassed. It doesn't matter what your situation is. Don't be embarrassed. If you don't say I need help, you will not get help. And it's okay to search and Google, but it's a lot of information. It's overwhelming.
Very much.
It's you don't know what to do. It's so much. Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I pay down debt? Do I save? Do I do You don't know what to do. And so sitting with somebody can help you say, let's create a plan that you can be involved and active in, and then let's work the plan. And as a coach, I can support you through your plan. And if something comes up, you don't have to scramble and go back to Google and say, well, what do I do now? No, I'm going to go back to my coach and say, Coach, this went left, or this is not really what I thought it was. This is something else. How do we pivot and how do we plan?
And the great
Facts.
illustrious words are big. If you don't know, now you know. She just broke
Yes,
it down
indeed.
for you.
Hey, Miss Dana, man, I appreciate you the gems that you dropped this evening. I appreciate, from
Hey,
again from the first Juneteenth,
taking
you
notes.
know, you've been down with E.I.G, and we got to get you back to a Juneteenth. Uh,
I know. Y'all
but
part of my $500 trips.
well,
I'm
my
about to
fault.
say, I didn't know you were coming down that often.
But
Talking about
they
the
were
National
but they're
Harbor. That's right up the
worthwhile though.
street.
But they're worthwhile. They're
They are
tremendously
worthwhile.
worthwhile. That's okay. As long as it's not a bad investment.
They
We're not
are.
about bad
No, no,
investments
it's
over here.
Right, right, right.
no.
Right on.
Not a
Right
bad
on.
investment. I would not be here with y'all today. I would be like,
And,
no.
indeed, Ms. Dana, tell them where they can find you and get more information on how to get how you can assist them with financial literacy.
Yeah, so my website is yourfavoritefinancialcoach.com. You can leave a message there. There's a contact form. I do free consultations to just get an idea of where you want to go. How can I be of assistance if I can, because I'm not afraid to tell somebody I'm not your person. Let me connect you with the correct person. And so again, my website is Your Favorite Financial Coach. I'm also on Instagram at Your Fave FAV underscore Financial Coach. You can follow my personal page. You'll see a mix of things there. Nothing bad, but you'll see my family and everything else. And so that's Dana Rowell. It's underscore Dana Rowell, and then I'm also Dana Rowell on Facebook. So each one of those outlets, feel free to send me a DM or send me the contact form on a website, and I will get back to you.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I think I signed up at the Juneteenth, but I'm gonna sign up again because money's always funny sometimes. Sometimes you just need to get back in. Sometimes you just need to get back. Get
Yeah.
back in the books, man. Sometimes you got to get back in the books. So again, I
So I,
appreciate
I
you this
thank y'all.
evening.
I appreciate you guys for having me. I appreciate
The
what you
first.
guys are doing. I ain't gonna brag about the first because I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna say I appreciate y'all. But no, seriously, I do appreciate what you guys are doing. It's major, and my sincere prayer is that work like this can continue because we need it.
Hmm.
We need it. There are so many of us, so many kids going astray in different directions that is unhealthy, that is harmful. And so we need to continue to reach people. And I think a lot of it is surrounded by finances. When we have issues in our community, crime and things like that, when you have that hurt, that violation, you can't even afford to leave. You got to
Hmm.
stay there. And it just breeds anger and
Hmm.
resentment and well, now I gotta go retaliate because I can't be here and not do anything. But just imagine if you could afford to say, this environment is not good for me and my family. Let me go ahead and go somewhere else. Let me just uproot. And we get held by so many different things a lack of income, um, jobs that we feel like we need to hold on to, just so much stuff that if we planned better in our finances, we would not have to endure it. And I think as a people, we would be a lot further. So you guys continue to work. I know I'll be here watching you guys do it. This is amazing. These podcasts is going to be a lot of life gems that's going to come across
Yeah.
these microphones, and so I'm excited to be the first. But I know that there's much more in store to come. So thank you guys for having me.
I appreciate it.
Facts.
Well,
I received that. I don't even want to say nothing else. Yeah, we appreciate that. We coming from a genuine place, and we trying to make an impact in this world and try to be for us what we didn't have coming up.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
thank you
man.
kindly.
Thank you kindly, Benny. You got through your first podcast, brother.
No, I ain't do it. This us. We
Congratulations.
we 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 2 of 12,
Well,
and we got to shout out our other brothers in Extraordinary Investment Group, who power the Extraordinary Exchange podcast because we couldn't do this without the support on the back end from all the multitude of different avenues we in. We got E.I.G Sports. We just hosted a dope football camp. Mr. Mike Evans did that this past weekend. We did stuff in the community with toy drives and food drives, back to school drives. We got a Juneteenth event coming up this June. So if you're in the Silver Spring area in the DMV, pull up for that. We'll be in downtown Silver Spring on Father's Day. So yeah, we're trying to take advantage of this limited time we got here on Earth to make this impact. So again, Dana, you doing it. Case, you doing it. All the E.I.G is doing it. And we gonna keep this thing rolling. You did.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Dana, you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You too.
All right,
All
y'all.
right. Good night, y'all.
Deuces. Peace.